So today we're going to be giving a demonstration on natural horsemanship. So hope you enjoy.
So as y'all probably know, we got a lot of families here. So we have small or big families, and then we have small families, like my family, it's my sister and I.
And well, we have somewhat of a big family, mainly pets. There's a mom and dad, you can see right there. 2 horses, a miniature mule, 2 cats, a dog, and a rabbit. Today, with natural horsemanship, we're going to talk about a few of the greats, Pat Pirelli, Clint Anderson, and of course Lauren Wilson, she's over there. How to think like a horse, becoming the leader of a horse, the tools you need for natural horsemanship, and some of the sense-friendly games, and more importantly, how to have fun. So in natural horsemanship, we have 2 of the greats, Pat and Linda Pirelli, and down under horsemanship, Clint Anderson. Now both of them do teach natural horsemanship, but they do it a little differently. Pat Pirelli has more of the ask your horse to do sort of task. Let's say you wanted your horse to go around the barrel. You would ask your horse for the telling. Clint Anderson, however, is you tell the horse, even though both of them do include that bond of creating a bond with the horse. So, ever since we were really little, one of our main trainers who taught us to ride was Lauren Wilson. She's around here somewhere. And she teaches natural leadership horse training and has trained her mule, Toby Jack, which you've probably seen around here.
And some of the things that we've been able to accomplish Ms. Lauren taught us using natural horsemanship is I've been able to do a lot of trail challenges with my horse bunny. My sister has been able to make a great bond with our mule Hershey, and as you can see here, she's getting up on a block with our horse Honey. So those are just some of the things that you're able to do with natural horsemanship. And so one of the main things that you want to think about when you're doing natural horsemanship is obviously you want to think like a horse. Because, of course, humans and horses are completely different species. As you know, my sister may be thinking about what she wants to play on her phone. The horse thinks about what she wants to eat and how it's going to survive. So you want to think what they think. Secondly, you want to become leader because horses are herd animals, so they go to one leader who they follow. So obviously, you want to become that leader, so you're able to tell them what to do.
So even though, as you can see in this picture, I was really tiny, my uncle was very new to riding horses, and my horse Aladdin was pretty green at this time, so I had to learn how to become a leader to both of them. Now one thing that's very important is that horses are prey animals, and their eyes are on the side of their head. It's important because you can tell whatever a predator is because their eyes are in front of their head. Obviously, we are more on the predator side. So we have to learn to push away the predator stereotype and become the horse's friend and leader. Now, when doing natural horsemanship, you will need a few tools. So some of the tools we have are the rope halter. Now, the rope halter is much different from the traditional halter because, 1, it's obviously lighter. 2, it has these little knots around it. Now these knots are used to apply pressure. As you can see, the traditional does not have these knots. It just has metal loops. Then we have the lead lines. The traditional lead line is a lot shorter. And as you can see, this is a little more sturdy. This is more likely to fall apart if there's a field on it. And as you can see, it's got a little whip at the end. Then we have the carrot stick, which is also used in other disciplines, but it is often confused for a weapon, but you have to teach your horse that it is a tool. It has a prop on the end, it has a whip on the end, and it also comes in other colors. The one we have is pink to match the halters. And then the horse's favorite tool of all time, treats.
Now, the main thing that these halters are trying to do is they're saying that pressure motivates and releases. So obviously, if I went up to my sister and if I applied some pressure, that motivates her to do something, and then I release it, it teaches them that this is what they need to do.
So Pat Crowley had created some ways to help you create a better bond with your horse to get your horse to learn with you. So he had made something known as a 7 friendly games. Now, because of my 4-H presentation at state, they wouldn't allow us to bring livestock in our presentation. We had to make do. So we're going to have a special guest show up instead. We have my clever horse, Clover. Come on out, Clover. Alright, so the first game is the friendly game. This is getting your horse acquainted with the carrot stick because you use it a lot in certain games and in a lot of different demonstrations. So, what you do is you approach your horse with the carrot stick. You probably have your lead line up. And at first your horse is going to be a little afraid of it, especially if they're very green. So what you're going to do is you're going to teach it to them and just kind of approach it to them, kind of rub it around them, show them it's okay, this is a tool, not a weapon. And so they're not afraid of it. Good. Now the second game is the porcupine game. This game is getting you acquainted with the horse. So what you do is you approach the horse and put your hand like a fist. Don't punch. Let them sniff you. Then once they have, then you will go and pet them. What you want to do is you don't want your hands open because it'll seem like claws. So what you're going to do is you're going to have them almost like a cupped hand and just pet them all over. Now the third game is the driving game. This is an important game because let's say you're in the pasture or if you're in any instance and the horse is driving his hindquarters towards you and getting in your personal space. What you do is you hold your carrot stick and you wave it towards their hindquarters so it pushes them back. Then they drive their hindquarters away from you and it's pushed back. Now the fourth game is the yo-yo game. Now this game is pretty important, so it lets us engage your horse to back up, right? So what you're going to do is you apply pressure for your horse to come towards you. Then you'll take 2 fingers, hold up the 2 fingers, and shake back. It's important for the 2 fingers because let's say in your pasture and your horse has nothing on. You need them to get out of your space. Just do the 2 fingers and they will realize, oh, they want me to back up. Now the fifth game is a circle game. The circle game is very similar to lunging, only you have complete control of the horse's speed. So you ask them to go in a certain direction. Not that way, Clover. You have to guide them with the carrot stick, and they'll go around you. You want to move with the horse to kind of give them more of a center movement. Then the sixth game is a sideways game, and that's pretty self-explanatory. I bet you guessed it, you have your horse go sideways. It's very similar to the driving game, only you move their whole body instead of their hindquarters. So, you do a very similar motion, only you do it through the whole body, causing them to sidestep and move their entire body over. And last but not least, is the seventh game, and it's a friendly game. This is where you have your horse either go in between a tight space or onto a tight space, like a block. We're going to have our lovely horse Clover go between the poster board and the table. So again, with most of these obstacles, especially if your horse is really green, they might be a little afraid of doing a certain task. Once you do a certain task, you do want to reward them with lots of treats and lots of loving. So then eventually they become pros at it. Good boy, Clover. And then the block is a lot difficult. It's pretty difficult, especially with newer horses. And it took my horse honey a lot of focusing with treats. So first of all, they don't want to do it. But you start off with one leg, and push comes to shove the whole. Good job, Clover.
So as you can see, today we have talked a little bit about natural horsemanship. Some of the greats, such as Borelli, Clayton Anderson, and Roy Wilson, the MC at this event. We have talked about how you have to think like a horse and how you have to become a leader to them. The 7 friendly games and the tools that you want to use. And also, one of the main things that you want to take away from this presentation is that natural horsemanship is about having fun with the horse and creating a bond. So thank you for watching our presentation, and we hope you enjoyed.
Are there any questions?